All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible secrets in the entire animal kingdom. Seriously, it's a story that kind of flips everything you think you know about birth and survival completely on its head.
So, to get us started, I want you to think about something. We all have this image of a kangaroo, right? Big, powerful, hopping across the outback. But how do you think they start out? Just take a guess. How small is a newborn joey really?
The answer is, well, it's pretty mind-blowing. A newborn kangaroo is about the size of a single jelly bean. And no, that is not an exaggeration. It's one of those facts of nature that just sounds totally made up, but it's absolutely true.
A jelly bean-sized beginning. What does that even look like? Let's break down just how unbelievably tiny and, frankly, undeveloped these little guys are when they first arrive.
Okay, try to picture this. We're talking about a creature that weighs less than a gram. That's lighter than a paperclip. It's only about 2 centimeters long. It comes out completely blind with no fur at all, and its skin is so thin you can practically see through it. It's really not much more than a beating heart totally exposed to the world.
And here's the craziest part. The moment it's born, in this incredibly fragile state, it has to immediately embark on one of the most epic journeys in the animal kingdom. It's called the perilous climb.
So think about this journey. It emerges from the birth canal, completely blind, with no help from its mom. And then, driven by nothing but pure instinct, it starts to crawl. It drags itself up its mother's belly, using these surprisingly strong little forelimbs to grip her fur, pulling itself along millimeter by millimeter, until it finally reaches the safety of her pouch.
So, after this unbelievable climb, what's waiting for it? We think of the pouch as just a kind of pocket, but it's so much more than that. For this little joey, the pouch is basically a second womb.
Yeah, an external nursery. That's the perfect way to describe it. Inside that pouch, the joey finds everything it needs to survive. Warmth, protection from the elements, and of course, food. It latches onto its heat, which then swells inside its mouth to lock it into place, and this is where it's going to stay, finishing its development for months to come.
And the nutrition it gets in there is just amazing. The mother's body is like a smart pantry. She can actually produce 2 different kinds of milk at the same time, from different teats. So the tiny newborn inside the pouch gets milk that's high in carbs. But for an older joey who's started hopping out and about, she makes a completely different formula, one that's high in fat and protein to help it grow big and strong.
But why? Why do kangaroos go through all this whole risky external development thing? Well, it turns out it's not a design flaw. It's actually an evolutionary masterstroke, one that's perfectly suited for a really tough environment.
Let's compare it to us for a second. Placental mammals, like humans, we invest a ton of energy into a long pregnancy. Marsupials do the opposite. They have a super short internal pregnancy, and then shift all that development to the outside, in the pouch. This strategy gives them incredible flexibility, which is a huge deal in a place like the Australian outback where conditions can change in a flash.
And that flexibility comes with some massive survival advantages. For one, the mom isn't risking everything on a long pregnancy if food or water suddenly becomes scarce. In fact, she can literally pause a new pregnancy, put it on hold, if a drought hits. And because of this system, she can be raising multiple joeys at different stages of development all at once. It's just unbelievably efficient.
So all this, the jellybean birth, the perilous climb, the pouch, it all leads to one of the most dramatic transformations you can possibly imagine. A journey from one of the most fragile newborns on the planet to one of its most formidable athletes.
Let's just go back to that starting point again. Less than 1 gram. A creature so small it could literally balance on the tip of your finger.
And from that, it grows into an animal that can rocket across the landscape at 60 kilometers an hour. I mean, the difference between where it starts and where it ends up is just staggering.
The whole thing really is, well, it's a testament to resilience, to adaptation, and to the extraordinary beauty of life's beginnings. It's such a powerful reminder that unbelievable strength can come from the most delicate, most fragile starts.
And that just leaves you with one final thought, doesn't it? The incredible story of the jellybean-sized kangaroo was right there, hiding in plain sight the whole time. It really makes you wonder, what other amazing natural wonders are all around us just waiting to be discovered?